What is up, everybody? It's Kamikaze here today, and today we're going to talk about the OverKill perk being removed from Call of Duty Mobile, and, well, we're going to talk about whether it may ever come back and why it was removed. So let's get right into it, everybody. Yes. Now, before we get into this video, if you guys could like and subscribe, it always helps me out a lot. I'm sorry if I have to repeat that over and over again. That I know that gets annoying as someone who watches YouTube a lot, but it always does help YouTubers out a lot when you do that. Just a little button press. So yeah, you guys know I love ranting. In fact, my entire channel is based upon that. Let's be honest here. My entire channel is based upon me ranting. You guys kind of think, oh, he can rant for 10 minutes and whatnot. Yeah, well, that may sound like a lot, but in reality, I can rant to myself for an hour and a half. Today's rant is going to be about OverKill. Now, it's not going to be too bad of a rant. I'm not going to get too into it. I don't want to get too into it. OverKill perk, the OverKill perk is something that I think a lot of players really liked inside this game and really wanted to see, come into this game. It has been here ever since, like, Season 7, months ago, and is still yet to be released. And Call of Duty Mobile, about a couple days ago, actually shedded some light into why they left it out of coming into the game, and it's actually pretty reasonable. Now, I'm going to be honest with you. The OverKill perk, if it had to come into the game, after Gunsmith, before Gunsmith, whenever, it would have been overpowered. Okay? Imagine having two primary weapons. You could have a sniper and an SMG. You could camp all you wanted, and then if someone came up to you, you could just SMG them. Instead of having to use, like, something like a pistol, you could have an SMG and just immediately kill them. Like, that is overpowered, okay? Imagine if you had two SMGs or something, or two assault rifles, and you ran out of ammo, just immediately switch to the next weapon. Like, without having to reload, without anything, you would have basically infinite ammo to a certain extent. That is ridiculous. That is ridiculous inside of this game. It would be absolutely overpowered, and I think that, them not releasing it was actually a good thing on their part. I always value transparency in terms of this game, and I wish that they would have told us a little bit more about, why they had kind of not released it months ago, okay? They kept it in the game, basically, kind of, it was in almost every single leaks video since Season 7 saying, oh, it's going to come out, and it never did. And, they could have at least explained to us, hey, we're still a little bit, we're still not, we're not really into adding it in just yet. The balance is not perfected yet, and we think that it could affect the balance too badly. But they never explained that to us, and it was kind of this mysterious thing inside this game of why they're not adding in this perk. And, that got a little bit annoying after a while. Season 7, we were wondering when it was going to come. It never came. Season 8, we're like, oh, it's going to come. Season 9, we got Gunsmith. It never came. We thought it was going to come in Gunsmith. Season 10, by then, it was just irrelevant. And Season 11, it gets removed. It was the weirdest thing I've ever seen. Like, either add it in or don't. I don't understand why they added it in. And, like, I guess they must have had, like, some weird thing during Season 11 where they're like, where they must have had some weird thing during, like, Season 7 where they're like, maybe not, like, mid-update, and so they decided not to release it. I think it's perfectly reasonable, but, like, they should have definitely told us, hey, this perk is not coming to the game. Like, that would have been so much better, I think, for players that were confused and wanted this to be added in, because this was a huge event. Remember, guys, when it came in, everyone was hyped about this. They were ready to use it, and they were very excited. And for them to not release that and then make us wait months for them to just delete it out of the game was a little bit annoying. They never really explained it, I think, publicly. I don't know, maybe they did, but, I never saw any of that, and I don't think any of you guys did either. So it was a little bit weird for them to just leave it in the game for months and then just delete it. So they did explain on Reddit, okay, it's overpowered, it didn't fit inside the game balance. I think in Season 7, they already kind of knew they were in development of Gunsmith by then, so I think they already kind of knew about that, and they were like, maybe we should wait until after Gunsmith, but they still released it, which was weird. It was so weird. They released it, but it was locked. Nobody could get it. So, like, I don't know. I'm looking at this and I'm thinking to myself, I value transparency a lot. I love transparency. I love when people tell us the truth and tell us what is, going on in this game. And I feel like Call of Duty Mobile lately has been anything but transparent. Honestly, their game is great. I love their game. But if they would just tell us what is going on, it would make the game so much more smooth. If they would just tell us, why zombies hasn't come back, stuff like that. If they would just tell us why some of these features that we've wanted for a very long time aren't getting added in, I would be so much more happy. And really, they've done none of that, with zombies, and I can rant all I wanted about zombies, but I'm going to try and keep this short. With zombies, they said, it's going to come into the game. When it was deleted, I don't know, in March, a while ago, like Season 4 or so, it was taken out of the game. And they said, oh, it's going to come back one day. They never told us when. They never told us when. Okay, they had no plans for that. They just said, okay, it's going to come back. And that's pretty transparent. I mean, if they don't know when it's going to come back, then that's fine. But they told us it was going to come back. And now it's 8 months later, some crazy amount of months later. And yet nothing. We have nothing relating to zombies inside of this game. They've added in a bunch of zombies, battle pass things and ranked skins and, all sorts of things, zombies and battle royale now. We literally have everything relating to zombies in this game other than the zombies game mode. And they've been completely anything but transparent with that. They talked about it on Reddit and they're like, we have no news to share on that front. And then they get pissed off when the community gets angry at them because, they've never told us about what's going on. Just tell us what's going on. Really. That would make the community so much more happy and so much more patient. Because I admit, we are impatient. Okay, it's been 8 months and nothing. And I think it's the same with the OverKill perk. It was very silent when it left. And it was kind of, not a lot of people talked about it because it was basically irrelevant by then. But I think it does show, if they would have just told us months ago that, maybe it just doesn't fit in the balance yet, we're not going to release it, because people were waiting so much in Season 7 for this perk to come out, and they were not transparent whatsoever. They told us, it's going to come out eventually, something like that, it's going to come out in Season 7, and it didn't, and they never explained to us. They just kept it in there without really telling us, explaining to us when it was going to come out, and they finally did months later when it was removed in Season 11. This was in Season 7 when it was released. Season 7. And we got nothing until Season 11, months later, and they never explained why, until they actually completely removed it from the game. Like, can you just imagine if you were waiting for OverKill, that perk, that you really wanted to play with OverKill, you wanted to have 2 primary weapons, you were so excited for it, you're so hyped, a lot of these people were, and months later, nothing. And they finally do. October 29th, they finally told us why. Nothing. Nothing for months. That is ridiculous, I think. I think it's ridiculous, and I'm not trying to be, emotional or anything. I'm not that serious about this game. This is just me ranting. I hope you guys understand that. It's all in, lightheartedness. But, that's ridiculous. That is so ridiculous. Months. And it's been like that. Same with me and zombies. I wasn't as big of a fan of the OverKill perk. I wasn't as hyped about it, I guess, as I was with zombies. But I feel that pain there, I feel that pain of, having something that you really wanted to come into the game, and then it doesn't come for months, even though the entire community wants it in there. Now, I see why OverKill wasn't added in. It was kind of overpowered, and there does still need to be some balancing with Gunsmith, as they had said, if you want to add this perk in. I love what they're doing with the perks, where they're adding in new perks constantly now. I like the new perks. For a while there, we only had 6 perks each, and I think that, having more is definitely a major improvement in terms of perks. But, I feel like they could have told us. I really do see why it wasn't added in. I mean, can you just imagine having almost infinite ammo? If you have extended mags on your SMGs and whatnot, and then you add this perk, you would have a ridiculous amount of ammo for SMGs. You would have LMG type ammo for SMGs. That would be crazy overpowered. The amount of implications this perk could have could definitely shift the meta so much and make this game a lot more campy. It could do a lot. This perk would have been huge inside of this game, so I do kind of see where they're coming from with not adding it in. I do kind of see that, and I do kind of agree with that, Although this perk seemed like a very cool perk, I think it would have definitely shifted the game balance, especially considering it's only a red perk. If it was a blue perk, I think it would have been different, because Dead Silence has dominated the blue perks for a long time, and, adding an OverKill, there would still be a balance, because those would be 2 very overpowered perks. But if you were to add that into red, where, only the real perk that people use there is lightweight, I think this could have had major implications in terms of what was going on in this game and the meta. This would have definitely been that change there that I think a lot of people would have either liked or hated. Who knows? But I just look at this and I think, Call of Duty Mobile, I love your game. Your game is absolutely amazing, and I will continue playing it. I really will. I'm not going to stop playing this game because I really like it. I've played 2,000 matches. I love this game. But to a certain extent, I have to look at it, and I have to think about it, and I have to think, they have to listen to their community. This is what I saw in Warbots when I used to play there. They didn't listen to their community. When their community wanted something, they would go and just not add it for years, or just not add it at all. They didn't care. They added whatever they wanted, whatever made them the most money. And that was honestly why I left. Because they added in so much lag. They destroyed their servers and they didn't care. They added in so much lag that the game became unplayable, and they just kept on pushing their content that made them hundreds of dollars. It was ridiculous. You know, I can stand pay to win inside of a game. I can stand it. I'd rather have it not in the game, but I could stand that inside of Warbots. What I could not stand is them not caring about their game whatsoever, or caring about making their game playable. And that was kind of where it all started. It started with them not caring about their community, and it ended with the game being useless and boring and enraging because you could not play the game. It was laggy and it was crappy. It was horrible on so many levels. Call of Duty Mobile is a lot different. It's a very fun game and I love playing it, and it's oh my goodness, it's a great game and they have really good updates. But I feel like, you know, if you want to make those updates top notch, if you want to make them awesome, like really awesome, if you want to make that community love you so much, add in the stuff that, you know, we want rather than infinite amounts of lucky draws. We don't really want lucky draws. I understand that you guys really want to add in mythical weapons and a bunch of new legendary weapons and stuff to make money, and that's understandable. It's just skins. I have no issue with that. You know, it's a little bit overpriced, but I don't have too much of an issue with that. What I would much rather see you do is you can add in those. You can add those in. That's fine. I don't have any issue as long as it's not like super pay to win. But make sure to add in things that the community really wants as well. Whether that be zombies, whether that be, you know, whatever, and make sure to tell the community, be transparent with what you are adding in the game, and be honest. We don't need this crap where all the secrecy and stuff, where we don't know what's coming to the game, we don't know what you're doing, and, you know, that's the big thing, that's the mysterious part of this game, is that when you guys are adding in content like this, and then, like, taking it out later, with really no explanation until you actually take it out. Months later, no explanation for months. That type of secrecy is not appreciated in this game really all that much. And I look at that and I think, you know, this was a big hype thing. It was a big hype fest that people were so excited for OverKill. Same with zombies. And you guys just didn't step up to the plate, and you didn't explain to us, you know, why zombies, why OverKill was getting deleted, why zombies was probably not coming back. You know, what's going on with zombies. You guys have yet to explain to us why zombies isn't coming back, and a lot of these other things that people want to be added, people want to be fixed or removed or whatever. You guys are not explaining to the community why you're not doing that. A simple explanation, a very simple explanation, goes a long way. And even though I might disagree with it, I think that, you know, I would respect you guys a lot more if you just gave us a simple explanation. That's what I believe in at the end of the day. I think that's the best for this game. Alright guys, I will see you next time. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you could, like and subscribe, it helps me out so much. I will see you next time, guys. Have a great day.